Any of you that have been watching me for any amount of time know that I hate slashers, but Return to Horror High barely qualifies. It's more of a comedy disguised as a slasher, and that's the only reason I made it through it. Welcome to Creepin' It Real. I am Judah. Let's check out this trailer. Kind of curious if I'm going to get tagged for this song. So I'm going to pause it just for a sec, let you take a look at my glorious face.
1982, Crippen High School was the scene of a series of brutal, savage murders. The homicidal maniac who committed the crimes was never captured. Now he's about to return. Return to Horror High. To Horror High. It's a scream.
If you noticed, George Clooney is in this. I don't know if this is his first appearance in a movie or not, but he was only 26 when he showed up in this. Clooney actually is the first one to get killed in this movie, and I got a little bit of pleasure in that simply because of my anger towards Batman. Well, when was that George Clooney Batman made? I don't know, but I definitely should get over it. It was clear that this was going to be a goofy movie. Also, Marsha from the Brady Bunch is in it. Her character is very weird. She, like, the whole movie, she's coming on to this much older detective. I'm talking much older. There were a couple sight gags in this movie that did make me chuckle. Lots of stuff makes no sense, but they don't care, and you shouldn't care either. You could say that there's a twist in it, but to call it a twist is to give this movie too much credit. I mean, yes, it is a twist, but it is absurd, and just as absurd as every other slasher. You know, you got Mike Myers, who's getting like 12 bullets shot in him. You got Maniac Cop, who has a freaking pole this size go through his chest, on top of being shot multiple times, and they all walk away, you know, still alive. That's how this goes. I don't want to spoil this for you because, you know, if this is something you're into, then I want you to be able to enjoy it. But for me personally, I would write this off. I don't think this is going to give true slasher fans what they want. And as far as a comedy goes, it was pretty light. I can't say that there was a lot about it that I laughed about, but nothing was taken serious. And that's probably the only thing that saves it, is the fact that it was not taking itself serious. This movie had a budget of $1 million, and when it was all said and done, it came back with $1.2 million. Here we go. The total score on IMDb is 4.4. And I can't argue with that. I would give this a 4. Let's see what this... it looks like we have a 10 in here. Let's see what we got. Oh, my gosh. So Zodiac 9 says classic. It's not, but hysterical it is. This movie is by no means a classic, but for anyone looking for a hysterical grade B gore fest, this is the movie for you. It garnered horrible reviews and was hated by the general public, but I loved it. I don't understand how this could be hated. I mean, unless you're like a hardcore slasher fan, and that's what you are hoping for, I could see disappointment. Considering in any video store, it'll be a 99-cent rental. It's worth picking up. You'll laugh. You'll probably cry knowing you rented it on purpose. and you'll sit there wondering what you were thinking spending money on it, but you'll enjoy it for the sheer cheesiness of it. Oh my gosh, this review was left back in December 3rd, 1999. They did not even enter in to the 2000s yet. So them making mention about renting it from a store is fantastic. I actually watched it on Tubi for free. Of course, you have to have internet connection, so forth. And speaking about the whole rental thing, for me, part of this was the fact that I saw the poster and I remember it as a child walking through the video store and seeing the cheerleader with the skeleton face. And that really seared itself into my memory. So now, as an adult, I'm flipping through Tubi and I see this and I'm like, oh man, I remember seeing that as a kid and being curious. I'm going to watch this. That's the only reason. I knew it was a slasher. And as I mentioned several times, I hate slashers. But it was purely just the curiosity of that child in me from the poster that made me go, what is in this? And that's why I checked it out. Okay, so that was a 10 out of 10 by Zodiac 9. And I don't disagree. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10, but everything Zodiac 9 said about it is true. If you go into this knowing that it's not a serious slasher movie, it's going to be goofy, get friends together, watch this, I think you're going to enjoy yourself. I really do. Okay, this is by Captain Kuth. Revenge of the 80s, the very, very bad horror film. Return to Horror High, 1987, blows big time. This movie is a bore and is another one of those that spends too much time glad-handing and backslapping. These types of movies always give me a migraine. Why do they need to beat us over the head with the fact that this is a movie type of a movie? The actors spend too much time mugging for the camera, not in a good Stephen Chow sort of way either, and trying to make the most out of their brief screen time. I hated these movies. It was movies like this one that made me stop watching videos for a month. Yes, the 80s had way too many of those films floating around. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned horror film? Please, for the sake of humanity and your sanity, don't waste your time watching schlock like this. Let a professional such as myself throw themselves on their viewing sword. I don't want to traumatize my fellow film buffs by having to go through the madness of watching videos like this. Not recommended. If confronted by this movie, run the other way. Don't look back. F-. I'm feeling, I don't know, I have conflicting feelings about this. I agree with both the person that gave it a 10 out of 10 and the person who gave it a 1 out of 10. But I really am just landing on the fact that this movie was goofy. It really didn't offer me any kind of life-changing lesson. It didn't alter my perception on creating things. It didn't inspire me to do anything other than to make this review. So I guess I really need to question if I'm going to stick with a 4 out of 10. And I think I am. I'm going to stick with a 4 out of 10. And despite it not being a great movie, when the one person that calls it schlock, that's exactly what it is. And I got to tell you, I enjoy those things, even though I am saying it's a 4 out of 10 because I'm not unreasonable. I know what I'm watching. And that's what I was there for. And that's what I got. So I guess you have to ask yourself that question. Are you there for that type of movie? And if not, then like he says, or she says, run the other way. And I would agree with that. But if you're like the person who gave it a 10 out of 10 and you enjoy these bad actings, people whose careers had not even started yet, showing up like George Clooney, and mugging the camera, trying to get as much face time as they can. And if you like the absurd blood that is not realistic at all, if you like all of this stuff, then this is the movie for you. If not, then so be it. This was Return to Horror High 1987. I did mildly enjoy it. I do think you will like it if you watch it with some friends, but you have to be in that mindset. This is not something if you want a serious movie. If you have any suggestions or comments, if you hated this movie, if you think I'm full of baloney and I should shut up and stop reviewing schlock, I'd love to hear that in the comment section below. If you like this movie and you think that I should give it a greater score than 4, I want to hear from you also. I want to know what it was that captured you, what it is that you love about this movie. If you have any suggestions for movies I should check out, you can leave those in the comments below. Also, if you made it this far, you get a gold star. You are a champion. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. I'm Judah. This has been Creepin' and Real. See you later.